You're recording?
Yeah, I'm just going to record a little bit.
We're probably going to run into each other. Great job, boy. Great play like that. You're about the best looking one. Thanks.
All right, ladies, I'm going to call up some next games on court 3. Up next, Sherpensky. You guys are going to play next on court 3 versus the winner of that game being played now. Up next on center court, Roberts and Ave versus Carpenter and Frist. That's going to be up next on court 2 when this men's semifinal is over. When the men's final is over on court 1, Gibson versus Patrick and Mitchell will be up on court 1. I'll keep you posted of when that's going to be. If we can get games going sooner, I'll let you know as soon as possible, and I'll give you plenty of time to warm up. You won't be just running on the court to play. So again, Sherpensky, your team's up on court 3 after that game is over. We'll give them some rest time, and then they'll play again. Carpenter, Frist, Roberts, and Ave, you guys will play on court 2 when this men's semifinal is over. Don't forget to bring your balls up to the upper deck to be sanitized after your game. We appreciate your help. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Sarah.
Great job. Stay back. Great job.
Now I'm not doing my deal from myself and the truth I feel. My heart is beating, I can't see clear. How I'm wishing that you were here. Oh, you said you follow me anywhere. With your eyes, and you won't be there. I gotta love.
Yes, way to be big and awkward.
Those guys knocking their contenders and they fought their way back and all that. Jacob, Jacob Day for the, Jacob will win the blue jacket. They stayed with Gulf Shores.
see that? Seth just destroyed that ball. He caught a divot, so he hit this way and then bounced back that way.
Nice serve, right in the corner.
Yeah, it's just nasty, man. His contact point on his serve is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so high.
I've never seen somebody contact the ball at that spot on a serve before. I wonder how high he jumps. I don't think he's jumping that high. I just think he's long and efficient.
I've seen him jump like 2 balls because he hasn't needed to. So he'll jump once in a while, but he hasn't needed to jump. They're not putting him full effort right now.
Oh, no. Good heavens, no.
I don't know, when I was walking over from, while you were still sitting over there, he hit one in like warm up where he like half jumped and just hit straight down.
We went to Thuds and played in Troy Field.
I don't think so.
He's young. He's actually playing with Casey Patterson this next year.
Oh, okay.
But he's about 6'3". He's the only AVP player I've ever seen that I thought had like NBA athleticism.
Yeah.
But that boy, his contact point, I swear it's over the antenna.
Yeah. He just jumps high and then like
It's
perfect
silly,
reach.
man. I've got a picture of him. I'll show you later. But it's funny because there's 2 blockers that have their wrists over the net like that.
Yeah.
And then his armpit is on their head.
Yes. Yeah. What do you think about chiropractors? I'd like to get different people's opinions on this.
Yeah. Care to narrow down the question at all?
Well, I'm concerned as to how much it does. Like Audrey gets adjusted for free because her old boss's husband is a chiropractor.
Yep.
And I got adjusted by him. It's the first time I've been adjusted in like 7 years. And I have never noticed, well, at least I've never felt any difference from getting adjusted.
Yep.
And so I've always kind of questioned how beneficial it is.
Yep.
So that's why, what's your opinion on it?
Cool. So, I'll start by saying the answer isn't simple.
I believe that.
It depends.
Yeah.
So 2 things. One, I would say, as a PT, I would say about 90% of PTs are shit.
Yeah. Oh, I believe that too.
So,
yeah.
now as a PT, I would say about 95% of chiropractors are shit.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. So
I believe it's kind of an art.
it is.
Yeah.
And then there's people that get a job and then just follow protocols and keep it as simple as they can.
Yeah.
Because they just want to have a life and
Yes,
that's their
yeah.
practice and that's fine.
And I believe that what they do probably works for people who have the normal problems.
And that's the thing. So you get somebody that's like post-op from an ACL tear,
yeah.
any PT is going to be able to do fairly well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then you have complicated stuff, which is, so the clinic that trained me
Yeah.
is a place where they basically, the guy that owns it, he got to the point where he was only getting referrals for stuff that like neurosurgeons couldn't figure out.
Yeah.
Because he was so good at what he did.
Yeah.
Those are the people he got. So then he just built a whole practice and trained everybody like him. So
Yeah.
somebody like that, like that's a very
Nice
very
touch,
good
Logan. Nice touch.
Yep.
Oh, my bad, Chris.
So like if I'm a chiropractor and you come in, so I would say the first thing is that PTs at least, like let's say you're a pretty good PT, at least you've got a lot of tools and a lot of ability to differentiate what tool you should use for what person.
Yeah.
A chiropractor is kind of a hammer,
Yeah.
and if it happens that you send him a nail,
Yeah.
the hammer's pretty good for a nail.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they don't just get nails, they get all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
that doesn't need to get hammered.
Yeah.
So they end up getting, they injure some people, and then a lot of people just don't get better.
Yeah.
And it's not because they're bad; it's because they're not really taught to differentiate what to do for who.
Yeah.
So they kind of do their chiropractic
Yeah.
stuff, and some people it works great, some people it doesn't. So that's
Yeah.
kind of why.
Yeah.
So like for example, let's say your neck
Yeah.
has like some instability, and so like the ligaments are a little bit looser.
Yeah.
The muscles may be a little bit weaker. So what's going to happen if a muscle's weak? The rest of the muscles are going to tighten down a little bit, and you're going to feel like a crick in your neck, or you're going to feel like it's really stiff and rigid.
Yeah.
So then I manipulate, or I adjust it.
Yeah.
So I pop your neck.
Yeah.
So you're going to feel really good, because what that actually is going to do is kind of reset your nervous
Yeah.
system. So it's going to relax the muscle.
But the muscles are just going to go back to the way
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah. So they're not actually going to. It's not going to fix anything.
Yeah. It's just a short-term fix. You
Yeah.
got to go get readjusted all the time.
Yeah. So those are the people that they're in a chiropractor. They like have 2 days a week for like 2 years or something.
Yeah.
And then just stop because it doesn't get better.
Yeah.
And they're not really recognizing those people don't need to get adjusted. They don't need to get looser.
Yes.
They need
yeah.
to get stronger.
Yes. Yeah.
So like that's kind of my answer is if you're a nail, chiropractors are great. If
Yeah,
you're not a
okay.
nail, it's kind of bad. And the one other thing I'll add is, since you're asking about it, chiropractors do a lot of adjustments where they'll try to get as many joints as they can at a time. So they'll
Yeah.
do like rotational stuff.
Yeah.
So here's what can actually happen when you do the rotation. So they get your neck and kind of twist.
Yeah.
So if you do that, what actually happens is your vertebral artery runs straight through these little holes in the vertebrae.
Yeah.
And when you rotate them, it actually stretches it.
Okay.
If you're young and healthy, that might be fine. But
Yeah.
if you have anything like your arteries hardened a little bit,
Yeah.
it can tear the inner layer of it.
Like micro tears.
Yeah, it'll make a micro tear in the inner layer
Yeah.
of that blood vessel, and then the plaque will start accumulating, and then
yeah.
like 2 months later or something, they'll have a stroke, and nobody will
Yeah.
know why, but it's because they got adjusted and they tore that little layer.
Interesting.
Whereas if they instead of trying to get everything at once, if they were precise and did like one
Yeah.
vertebrae at a time,
Yeah.
you'd have to actually take the time to do it.
Yeah.
But you're not going to risk anybody
Yeah.
with it. And I don't know why they're not taught that, or
Yeah.
that's my one thing with chiropractors is I've had to treat a bunch of people that had strokes because of
Wow.
chiropractors that adjusted their necks wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of in my opinion is that if I'm not having to pay like $200-300 for an adjustment from a chiropractor, then they probably aren't good enough.
Yep.
That I should really be going to them.
Yep.
Like the really good guys are going to cost a lot.
Mm.
But so I'll get your opinion on this. I think I already know what it is. What do you think about all these Instagram influencers that are fitness people posting all these different workout plans who have no training, don't know anything about what muscle groups they should be working together?
Well, it depends on why they're doing it. If it's just because they want to
Yeah.
get a little bit stronger, get a little fitter, then
Yeah.
hell yeah, go exercise.
Okay.
Do what they say. But like if you're trying to rehab from an injury or something,
Okay.
you might need to
Yeah.
know a little bit more about
Yeah.
what's messed up. So for example, like let's say you lay on your side and you start doing like leg lifts. Like
Yeah.
you see people do that all the time. So if you have back pain, some people tell you to do that to get your hips stronger.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If you're not actually doing that in an extremely precise way, what's actually going to happen is you're going to teach your back how to compensate more.
Yes. Yeah.
So some of those things are really, really hard to actually learn how to do correctly.
Yeah.
And you'll actually make things worse because you'll just feed into the
Yeah.
compensatory strategies your
Yes.
body's built up.
Yeah, because Audrey has a Fitstagram, and so
Yeah.
she posts workouts regularly.
Yeah.
But like she builds her workouts, other people's workouts that she sees, and I'm like, why would I trust your workouts? Like, how would you know that you're working all the muscle groups? Like, you're not doing serious research on this.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad at her for it. Like, I understand why she's doing it. She's having fun doing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But like, why would I go on Instagram and trust someone unless they have qualifications that I can
Yeah.
find? Why would I trust them to build a workout for me? I trust my younger brother because he lifts a lot, and I've seen amazing results from him.
Yeah.
And he also always talks about how when you're doing any exercise, you need to focus and make sure you're feeling it in the muscle group you're trying to work.
Yep,
Which
I
is
agree
really
with that.
important. That way you're
Yep.
not working other muscles to compensate. And so I trust his workouts that he builds for me, but he does a ton of independent research on his own. Like, that is his entire hobby, is working
Yeah.
out and figuring out how he can get bigger.
Yeah.
So I trust, but I'm not going to trust someone that does this in their as a pastime that isn't super serious about it. but that's cracked me up how that's exploded.
Oh, it is-
Instagram
It
influencers.
has destroyed the internet. It's crazy.
It's like these people don't have any training.
No, they just, most of them are just hot, and
Yeah.
they know people want to see hot
Yeah.
people work out,
Yep.
so they start a channel.
Yep.
And hell yeah,
Yeah.
they'll make some
All
money.
right, this is an update in
some
the
money.
women's bracket. Carpenter, Frisk, Roberts, and
That boy,
Ave. You guys
he's
are going to
so
be up
smart,
on court
man.
1.
God,
This men's
smart.
game on court 1
Well, he's
is
just
about
got
to be
the only player
over.
out
We
here
are
this
going to
season.
drop this
Yeah.
net and
I've-
have you guys play
I
your
was
game.
talking to
Carpenter,
some of the
Frisk,
other guys over
Roberts,
here.
and Ave. You're going to be on this court
When
1.
he starts his swing,
Closest
before
to
he
the upper
contacts
deck.
the ball, you
When
need
this
to be
game is
stopped
over, we're
somewhere.
going to drop the
And when he
net. You're open
contacts,
to come
you
over
need to
here and
move
start
somewhere
warming
where
up.
You're not,
Yeah.
because it's not going to where you
Sherpensky,
are.
Nicole,
You have
and
to
Rachel,
make
you
a
guys are going to be
guess.
on still on
Only
court
one of
3.
two ways,
You are
but
up
start
next.
moving that way, because you're not going to get to it otherwise if you just stay in the same place.
Yeah.
And I was able to pick up some of his balls, and maybe 50%, which is a pretty good ratio.
Yeah.
But that's what
Yeah,
you
it
have to do. You just kind of have to make a guess. A couple of them that I went up to block on him and then pulled back off. It's like I either have to stay short or I have to book it all the way to the back line because it's going one of those two places.
Oh. Did it hit?
It was.
I saw
I
Sam
didn't
hit
see
it.
it bounce. Well,
The line,
called it.
they got it out.
You can't have a